I have a privilege of serving the college as the dean, and this is really proud and wonderful day for all of us. And I want to thank each one of you, our advisory board members, community leaders, and our students, and all our guests, and Jeff Cornett, who's just coming in from Oak Ridge. Everybody, I want to thank all of you for coming. There's two purposes for this symposium today, and I just want to share a little bit about those purposes. First one is, it's a time to celebrate for our students, to showcase what they have done all year. There are about 100 projects that you'll see today, and these projects are product of time and sweat and efforts from all our students. So it's a time for you, students, to really show off what you have done to all the guests and people who are coming by and see your work. The second purpose is community engagement, and that's why many of you are here, and we appreciate you participating. This is an opportunity for the community to come and see what we do in the college. There are a lot of things, a lot of good news that we have, and we don't have sometimes bandwidth and capacity to share that. And here's a chance for you to come and see and engage our students. So those are the primary purposes, and this is first year. I am sure this will continue to grow as the year comes. This is great turnout, and I appreciate that. The projects, I mentioned that you will see about 100 different projects today. It ranges from freshman design, undergrad and graduate projects, and then senior capstone design projects. So these projects, many of which have been recognized regionally, nationally, and some internationally. You'll see projects of our students doing competition teams, a number of competition teams who have gone on in regional and national competitions and placed very high. You'll see those projects. You'll see research projects that have been recognized nationally and internationally as well. So I would ask all of you to take time, ask tough questions to our students, and really enjoy this day, getting to know the work that our students have done. We have a very special speaker this morning to launch us off this event today, Dr. Peter Fuhrer from Oak Ridge National Lab. Dr. Fuhrer is the what we call fellow scientist. That's the highest level you can get in a national lab, as somebody who has the prestige as well as the expertise in his specialty area. Dr. Fuhrer was associated with NASA, University of Maryland, and a number of private companies over his career. I know he has something like 800 different publications and presentations. He has given numerous number of keynote speeches, so I think you will enjoy it very much. His background, his expertise is based on mathematics and physics, and based on that expertise, he has become the world-renowned leader in sensors, wireless networks, and then control systems. So we are very privileged to have him here and launch this event off. So please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Dr. Peter Fuhrer.
Mr. Pack, wait a second, Dr. Pack, no, Professor Pack, Dean Pack, thank you.
Thank you.
You make it sound like I can't hold a job. I just want you to know that. Jeez. Here's, this has been playing, some of you are, I work at Oak Ridge National Lab, and what I noticed was the following, besides hi, is that a couple minutes ago, another colleague of mine from ORNL came in here, and I think he's my minder to tell me if I'm on. Is that what? That's what's going on. So we'll play these things. We've done a lot of different work in different places, and one of the things we're dealing with is your rockin' utility EPB. And so we have all sorts of things. We're not going to talk much about that. But this graphic was, or this little video was something fun that we were doing a few months ago. So this was, as you can tell, drones. Simple drones. Some of you were actually at our place earlier this week, maybe other times, and we build all sorts of stuff, but who cares about that? What we were doing was flying some drones out by Chattanooga State in the EPB test area. So it's they're de-energized lines, but to see if we could actually use the fiber core, the data core that's here, the network fabric that surrounds Chattanooga throughout it, to link these sites together and have real-time information with all sorts of stuff and videos and thermals and measurements like you can hardly imagine on a freaking drone that you can go buy at Best Buy. So we do the sensor package and all this other communication stuff, and we're flying it around and doing these measurements. And the main deal is, sure, you can do this with the military. They do it on the other side of the planet. But could we do reduced resolution and lower cost components to help linemen and women that are actually trying to help, the service the area itself? And we had the information flying through the network core and then showing up at the data center that's right over there. We got the orientation right. So that was quite a project. There's a lot of communication stuff and sensors and protocols and all sorts of junk. But in reality, that's just a filler until we actually got started. One more thing. So these are footage live from the EPB Control Center. Within a minute of this happening, the people, the operators that actually are running and make sure that the lights are on here in the city, we're over here saying, we want to remote control these drones from our place. So I was in D.C. over the weekend. It seems like it was yesterday. And we're trying to get waivers from the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, and the Department of Energy Office of Aviation Management to allow us to do a test here in the city where we can remote control drones from the comfort of your own control center. And that is fun. But what I'm a little concerned about something. So, Daniel, I thought we were here to talk about quantum electrodynamics. So the course number is ENEE 6750, and it's a hybrid between different departments. So you can take out your notes. We'll have a quiz in about 20 minutes. Everyone get ready. And the first thing we want to look at are Maxwell's equations. And you can have the point form if you like curls and divergence, or we can go the integral form, and we're going to go into does a monopole exist or not. So that's for today. But the second part of this is we really need to look at Hamiltonians. Why? Because I know the county that I'm in right now. So because Hamiltonians and Lagrange, and if that's a Lagrange point, this is it. So that's what you were asking for. Oh, maybe not. We'll talk about this stuff. In the age of sensors, autonomous and logic systems, you're going to get all the slides. There's a bunch. Just get ready, because what you really need to do is buckle up. We're gonna try to play a video here. Sound is probably screwed up, but this is it. So this was a typical Sunday morning. I'm not sure if you're used to seeing these things. Anybody seen this before? A few, thank you. IP Viking. So IP Viking was funded by the Department of Energy, and one of my sons, he's 26, he says, "Hey Dad, that looks like Missile Command." It's just Missile Command. Well, in reality, it's sort of like that. And it's sampling 1% of the malware traffic that's happening in real time. You can get it on your phone right now if you want. And it's just giving you, hey, there's something real that's going on here, and it's troublesome. So there's going to be a theme that we're running through here with technology in general, but come on, we had Zuckerberg on stage last week, right? So let's really talk about what's happening here in the cyber world, because it is freaky in its own right. So IP Viking, again, funded by the Department of Energy to stand this up, to show what's happening in terms of malware, where it's coming from, well, really the last hop, where the last hop is coming from, what the target is, and what's going on. And this thing was graphically interesting, that was the goal, so that the staffers up in Congress could understand that, oh yeah, this is a real deal. So that's what's going on. It's going to be a theme. But the main thing is fasten your seatbelts and tray tables in the up lock and lock position, please, because we're on our way to a wild ride looking through technology in the next 2 hours or so. Here we go. So it's technology, and that's what you're here for. And it was nice to walk around and see the anxiousness and the nervous energy and other things going on in that room as you're putting your posters together. Now, later on, I hope that you understand, the students that have your posters, The faculty members and distinguished guests actually have a scorecard, and they're going to go around with protractors and measure if you actually have that square on side there, and things are good. Technology is its own big deal. So I work at Oak Ridge, right? We have 5,000 employees. Most of them are good, do a whole bunch of stuff, all sorts of variations on technology, et cetera. So one of the reasons I was walking around was to see there's biotech, there's regular stuff. Oh my goodness, it's a big, wide world. And in the technology area, there's lots of stuff that you can do. There's room for everyone. There's all sorts of things. Let's say that you actually, okay, you're rolling out of school. Look what I've done. Undergrads, you may be thinking, I'm going to get a job, maybe not. I'm going to go to Italy, drink some wine. I'm of age. Things are good. It's the summer. I don't want to work. I want to live with my parents. Wait, that's my son. No, wait, it's not that. So what do you want to do? Well, you can get inside all sorts of organizations. And this is just representative of not individual companies, but organizations, alliances, consortia that are aimed at some technology area. And I just chose this from the industrial or regular Internet of Things, from an IoT perspective. So much work here, so many things. I'm a double E, so physics, math, undergrad, double E graduate school. So inside here, so this is that sort of take on this. All these standards organizations with multi-billion-dollar multinationals or hundreds of thousands of employees that are involved in technology across all sorts of things. But technology isn't just, let's not just do Hamiltonians. Technology can really come into play with finances. So what are you doing from all sorts of disciplines that you may not be thinking about, and away we go. There's lots and lots of room. Let's say that you actually wanted to look at some companies, specific companies in IoT. Again, this is a wild ride, and the slides will be available because you don't want to take notes right now. This is from 2 years ago. It's a guy I know named Matt Turk. And Matt put this together to show here are a bunch of companies that are involved in hardware or software firmware or some system integration associated with IoT. And there are lots of these things. Maybe you recognize some like JobOwner, Fitbit, and others. But some of these companies, they come in, they go out, et cetera, et cetera. And in a little while, we're going to see where the money is going. Where's the financing that's going associated with this stuff? Because you got some pretty cool posters over there. And maybe you have the entrepreneurial bug. Maybe you've been bitten by that. And you want to say, okay, now what do I really want to do? Well, in one of those things, I did startups also out in Silicon Valley and raised money and had all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. One of them exited well, the next one crashed. There's all sorts of stuff that happens inside here. But the main thing is lots of people, lots of cool ideas, and they want to try to get a product. So there's something called the hype cycle. Anybody seen this? Some idea? Some have. For those of you who haven't, well, here you go. It's published by an analyst firm, big firm called Gartner. And it comes out every July or August. And there's a companion document that goes along with this and says, here's what's happening in terms of technology. And there's also something that's happening. This is from basic IoT things, and maybe you can't read it yet, so we'll do a couple. There's similar diagrams that are out here for biotech, for, of course, cryptocurrencies are all over the place right now, and all these other things that are hitting. So if you want to, like say, oh yeah, I know about the hype cycle, and there's even a Wikipedia site that sort of explains it. This came out of business school, and if you're up at Wharton in Philly, they're saying, oh, you shouldn't call it the trough of disillusionment, oh, the slope of, I don't know. Get by that. And what they're trying to show is year by year, here's what's happening in a venture world. This is what's being funded. Now, you may have academics or national lab people that are back here at a pre-trigger point. So it's not even approaching this. But you can start to see this is where technology is going from a financial perspective. And you have a fairly good idea of how long is it going to take to actually hit adoption. So we're at the peak of here we go, peak of inflated expectations right there. And where are we right now in the peak of inflated expectations? We can quibble about these things. This is from July of last year. The report itself costs about $100K, but you can get the graphic, and that's really all you need, because this is Cocktail Party Conversation 101. Oh my God, right here. Machine learning, deep learning. Forget machine learning, see that's coming down. Deep learning. Here we go, IoT, visual assistants. It's interesting to see it. So as many of you were trying to put your slides together, your big posters, which are looking awesome, by the way, looking around like, okay. Now notice it's not saying volumetric data. It's here, neuromorphic hardware. It's pretty cool stuff. But it's tracking where the investments are going. So if you are thinking, you know what, I'm interested in technology and where its application is. I got an idea, I got to go get some money. Maybe I should crowdsource it. Maybe I should Kickstarter it. There are many other variants. This is the real money. Series A, seed fund, Series B, etc. It's from Gartner, and it's kind of fun. Who am I? I don't know. If I want to take us down the wireless, we're going to do one little deep dive, not a real deep dive, but sort of look at what's happening just in the wireless world, just in wireless. And the main driver, it's in DC again all the time at the FCC. And the main thing is everybody wants more wireless. I need more spectrum so I can handle, sharing all these video things. 5G, which isn't really defined. All these things. Bottom line is we need more wireless. That's the lobbying. Let's look behind here. Let's look behind the thing. In 2012, we started looking at a specific Navy band to say, hey, can we get this from the Navy? It's with an Aegis missile cruiser. And normally that big radar system is not turned on. So maybe we can share that. Your mama told you it's best to share. Maybe we can get the Navy to share this particular frequency band with the rest of us. And it took 4 years to get a memo of understanding on the interagency group to get the Navy to free it up. But then all of a sudden, look, we have 100 megahertz. And for you wireless people, that's a lot. It's right there. It's not prime real estate in terms of radio propagation, but it's pretty darn good. And notice the date, 6 years ago when this thing started. And it finally happened. Why? Because everyone's screaming for more spectrum. Let's share it instead of just license it. These things continue all the time. I was meeting with a company yesterday called United Technologies Council, UTC, big lobbying firm. They said, we need more spectrum. Yeah, go tell your mom. Here we go. If that's the case, this came from Cisco, again, we're going back in time because we know where we are now. Like in 2012, this was the prediction of how much data would be needed over time. And this actually hit pretty good. And you can't support it. So again, FCC said, let's look right at medical devices because they don't require so much energy. There's a seat right here too, right here. So if that's the case, in the former administration it was, let's unleash the wireless broadband revolution. Why are we going down this particular avenue? Because it's choosing one little tiny technology out of those big charts we had a couple minutes ago. And we're just trying to see how policies are going to influence what you can do. And it said, we're going to do this. And Catherine Middleton wrote this awesome article, position white paper delivered to the Office of Science and Technology Policy. So maybe, you're rolling out of school and you're like, man, I don't want to go to grad school. Well, go become an Agilent salesperson and sell the gear and you're going to rock it. You really will. Or go write white papers and be technology savvy, but away you go. Catherine did a great one. Look at fiber. Is it a sensible policy goal? You live in the city that has it. There are other places too, but this has it. It's pretty nice. And what they say is, yeah, we should do this. Ubiquitous fiber optics is really good. And that position paper comes along with the FCC spectrum chart. Now this thing, again, you can't really figure this out except that here's AM radio, here's some FM radio, here's TV channels, it's a blah, blah, blah. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sensors, 2.4 gigahertz is right there. This little teeny tiny place. So when the companies, Siemens, ABB, Honeywell, big companies, small companies are saying, FCC, give us some more spectrum because we're all jammed into this little thing. Cell phones, they're here, they're now migrating, they're taking TV channels, they're all over the place. But we're on this thread that says, if you give us more spectrum, because the data rates are climbing, it's what we need. If you do this, here comes technology. So if you get the spectrum and you're trying to support Internet of Things-based devices, IoT with wireless. I was at Consumer Electronics Show. Maybe some of you were there. I go there all the time to check out what's happening on the private sector versus national lab stuff. It's like, oh, I got the greatest new thermostat. Oh, it's going to be great. It's got wireless, blah, blah, blah. Got to worry about security. they're all packed into that same little frequency band that Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are and other sensors. You need to do something else. And in order to do that, here's where the research projects come into play. To do that, you could go with cognitive networking or adaptive rate control. So all these things, these are technologies that you can write proposals to NSF, they'll fund it, maybe. You can do, say, forget that. You can have an idea, I know what I want to do with a software-defined radio or software-defined network, great. Maybe do a startup, it's high on the hype chart, go get some money, or maybe you want to actually implement it. And this is the stuff that's actually coming out. It says, take an existing radio, and this is what you're going to do. No longer is it just like turn on, turn off, 1, 0, analog, whatever you want. No. We're going to have spectrum sensing, little, spectrum analyzers built into the chip, spectrum sharing with the Navy or other places if necessary, have a decision that says, what should I do? What channel should I use? Maybe I should have spectrum mobility, and I'm out here, where am I geolocation-wise inside the planet, and what's allowed in this country versus that country, and have all the policy decisions that layer inside there. And for you computer scientists and double E's, this is just layered onto layers 1, 2, and 3 of the OSI model. So it's all there, and there are hundreds of companies doing this because that's what we do. That's what we do. So if that was the case, where's the application? Well, the application could be, I don't want to actually walk over here and have to turn the dial on my thermostat. I just want to remote control it. Because, in fact, I actually don't even want to stand up right now. So where's the application? Well, the first one funded was here. The first one defined by government to say, we're going to allow you to do this is right there, wireless environment right inside Erlanger. So if this is the case, why? Anybody, you get hooked up to EKGs, you got all these things all over you, wires everywhere, screw that. Let's do secured wireless. And this is a standard thing that's happening right now out in the Bay Area at some Kaiser Permanente places, where they're saying we have Bluetooth and Zigbee and Wi-Fi and other things, Y-media and other types of protocols, all running at 2.4 gigahertz or ultra-wideband across that. And this is what's happening in the hospital. And if that's the case, we are going to give you special spectrum. It's a pun, actually, also, because there's a nice article in IEEE Spectrum about that. That was one snapshot of one little technology area and how you can go deep into it. Layer it back into what you find with the hype cycle. Layer it back into what you're finding in terms of applications. Be cognizant of what's out there in the regular world, like regulations and other things. And then you may actually have to build a product. So we're going to attempt to have some audio this time. Are you ready? Hasn't been working so well. We're going to try it. Because it also comes to the place that once you have this, once you have your idea, I'm going to make a product. And then you have to get into product sales and marketing and how am I going to do the development and all these things. And here is an example.
Here at Rockwell Automation's world headquarters, research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation products that establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliant electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software is Rockwell Automation's Retro-Encabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. every seventh conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. Moreover, whenever fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal
That's my
deceleration.
favorite. Everybody needs a
The
dingle
Brewing
arm
calculator
right
has
there.
now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
There's marketing. Now, I'm convinced of this, Dean Pack. I'm guessing in one of your courses you're actually covering capacitance, directance, and the girdle springs and all these other things.
I don't know about the girdle string, but certainly
Yeah.
capacitance, yes.
Yeah. Well, there's variations. So for MEs and mechanical, he's a mechanical engineer, ME. Yeah, ME, I'm a double E. ME and double E's and computer science and even physics people and all the rest of you. That's a total farce. But you get all these bizarre terms. And if you've ever been like pitched to lots and lots and lots of times, there are things that are just stated like, what? This is not real? This is a classic. This is a classic, it's Rockwell's retro encabulator. It's total BS, just total. It's a great story. Now, collectively, take a deep breath, because now we need to go. Here's what we're going to talk about. It's the internet. In an internet-centric world, if you're thinking of what's happening in the internet, and there's a theme, there's sort of a theme here that's saying like, I have technology, I'm interested, how's it happening in the world? I may be entrepreneurial. What am I thinking to do? I just want to go to grad school, I want a dissertation topic. Those two charts that we had just in wireless, oh my goodness, those things are loaded. So each year, I put out the Gartner thing, so you got the hype cycle. If you're curious, like what's happening? What are the where's the investment dollars going? Look at the hype cycle. You may disagree with some of it, but it's a pretty good guide, just in general. And the main thing is, it's sort of guiding the funds that are actually doing stuff. This is another one, and Mary Meeker is at a very large firm called Kleiner Perkins. Again, out in the Bay Area, and they have billions and billions under portfolio management. And every year, Mary and her team actually come up with this particular presentation. It's Internet Trends, 2015, 2016. Here's the one from 2017. Tends to happen around about this time of year, in May, where she comes out with this particular study. You guys were lucky in Chattanooga, and I know some were here. I know, Ken, you were in this particular time with Jim Ingram over at EPB, invited Mary to come here and do a presentation. And she's stunningly good in what happens. Has a good team behind her. And this is a 300-plus slide presentation on what's happening in the internet right now from an investment perspective. Many people say Kleiner Perkins is number one VC. So if you're curious, like, what am I doing? If I'm going to pitch, what do I need to know? Or potentially it's the following. If you're curious as to, what am I going to use for my software development environment, my IDE? What am I going to use for this thing? I need cloud distribution, but it's got to be secure. Check out what Mary and others are already funding, and then you could say, oh yeah, I'm over here at Allegis Capital, and I'm pitching Allegis and saying, yeah, but how are you going to handle this? Well, I'm using this particular tool from that other startup. The leverage is great. This thing is awesome. It's free. It's free. So if you look inside, there's another level that the other VCs may pay for this. So here's one thing that's really, really happening here. We talked about cyber. That's why we started with that particular IP Viking. This is right out of Mary's presentation. Cyber threat severity rising, 10 million plus identities exposed, blah, blah. And this is happening all the time, right? But it sort of shows the trends of what you're seeing. It is internet trends. So that's that. And if this is the case, then what are you freaked out about? And this is such a big firm that they can go out and talk to C-level people and get their responses. What are you worried about? Data security, uncertainty of cost and savings, et cetera. And again, it sort of can tailor or at least torque around what you may have as an idea that could be applied here. I'm going to hit this one because compliance and governance is what I'm after. It's just guidance. I can hardly stress how good this is. So back to the hype cycle. These things play off each other. One more thing to point out here is you can see these are predictions. These are crystal ball or look at the 8-ball. Or if you are, what was that, Rocco's Modern Life, it's the meatball. You're talking to the meatball and says, what's my answer? How long is it going to take for digital twins, that's hot with us at the lab right now, to set up a digital twin that mimics what's happening at EPB, but it's up at our place where we have the nation's fastest computers. We can do all sorts of stuff. Well, that's on national lab side, working with your utility. On the private sector side, it says, this is a pretty good thing, and we think it's going to take 5 to 10 years for it to get to the peak of inflated expectations, go through the trough, and then hit it. So there's also timing that's associated with that. It's pretty wild. In company land, we have to worry about automation. Because remember, and come on, that's why it's so nice to be at a university. We talk about this stuff. I mean, it's really bad. There's outsourcing, there's onboarding, there's all sorts of things, but it's automation that ate the jobs. That's a fact. So if you want to get in front of the curve, you become an automation person. And you then control the robots. Let's say, yeah, but Peter, what are the salaries? Well, here's a snapshot from Indeed that shows how many, in the world of automation, how many listings do I have? Oh, 4,228, just in automation with salary stuff. It's a real deal. Okay. Now, how do I layer that back? I'm a computer scientist. I mean, what am I doing with automation? I'm not flipping around gears and moving pumps and stuff like that. Well, it still tracks back into what the OSI stack looks like and other things. But there are protocols that you probably didn't learn in school that is worthwhile. If you want to pursue this, it's worthwhile for you to look at, such as Opc Ua. What? It's an open consortium, it's universal architecture, and it's a different protocol. And if you get it, it's a protocol that's used in automation. And if you're going to go interview at Honeywell, Siemens, ABB, Volkswagen, if you can say, oh, I know Opc Ua, or at least I know of it, leg up, man. That's a great thing. It layers back inside OSIs. This is speaking right to us computer engineers and other people. There we go. Or you say, screw that. We were talking about IoT and automation. This is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in, as Chattanooga is, right there. It's the smart city. So what are you trying to do? I'm trying to measure pollen. I love that as an example. What's the pollen concentration real time from the poles that are all over the city? Okay, I'm going to do a measurement. What's that base? Biology? Is it chemistry? It's a combo. I got mechanical engineering for platforms. I got electrical engineering. I got batteries and power harvesting. The whole panoply is out there. It's fun. It's totally fun. So if we want to sum up some of the things that we do at ORNL, I'm going to try to play the audio through here, but this, as Jeff knows, is a total commercial.
The wonder of discovery and the work of creation. Here at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, the nation's premier research laboratory, we solve big problems. We team with universities, industry, and government agencies. This multidisciplinary collaboration among some of the finest scientists and engineers in the world enables us to deliver scientific discoveries and technical breakthroughs. ORNL is a nexus for state-of-the-art solutions to challenges facing the developing UAS industry. The ORNL UAS Research Center mission is to use our world-class science and engineering resources to extend the horizons of unmanned systems technology. From science to solution.
Oh, it's just a commercial. Jeff, I need a hug. It's so good.
You did a great job.
It's good.
Peter.
It's so good. Total commercial. It's trying to show that there's this interplay that's happening between all these technology areas. You think you're working in a delta function right now? Good, great, and that may be you. You're one of the comb functions. Here's where you are. And you can go deep, you can go long on that particular topic, but you're gonna work with a lot of other people. And that is different than when I went to school. So be cognizant of what's happening. And if nothing else, embedded controllers are everywhere. And this interplay is actually quite fun. Now I want to, no, I'm not going to drag you through it all again, but I want to point out the reality of something. Okay, right here, stop. This is behind the scenes. Maybe I should go behind the curtain. Okay, Jeff, I'm not really saying this, but if you were to look at the color of the drone that the person is flying. That's kind of cool. Look at the color of the controller the person has. Black controller, white drone. There's a black drone on the table. Well, this was all fake. Because in reality, there's somebody off camera who's flying this drone with the white controller. I'm just saying. We got funded. Here we go. Let's talk cyber. So again, let's just detail right inside here. And back in January, it was like, oh no, what was the latest? It's one every day. Like, what's the latest today? It was, oh, it's the Meltdown Spectre. Oh my goodness. There's all this stuff. Intel, Spectre has there's somebody looked at Mirai over there. There's a great poster on that, looking at that particular attack. Well, this thing stood up. And of course, when you look back, we knew about it months ago, but didn't really tell the world about it, trying to fix it, but we didn't quite fix it. This is what I like. Okay, Meltdown Spectre. Now a class action suit against Intel. Okay, so if you look at the dates, February 10th. It had just been announced maybe 2 weeks before that, oh, this is a bad thing, and you're supposed to work on the side channel, and this is inherent inside the microprocessor design. We are screwed. So what do? We're going to sue Intel. That's great. So that's what happened. Intel faces 32 class action lawsuits because they allowed this to happen. This is my favorite. Notice the date. So here we go. Oh, wait a second. There's actually more malware called Smoke Loader that is inside the patch that Intel released. Now that's clever. I got a problem because there's malware because it doesn't work. Here's the patch. Oh yeah, we're so smart. We're putting malware inside the patch. Oh, that's clever. I'm not saying you should wear a black hat. I'm not saying that. It's clever. Here we go. So let's fast forward a month on to February 12th. Latest, greatest, I love this, PLCs, programmable logic controllers, and MEs, you know all about this, double E's maybe you do. Little microcontrollers that are out there moving stuff around. PLCs are being hacked and then used for Bitcoin mining. I love that. So, great. What are we supposed to do? Track what Symantec did. Symantec had a great report, Internet Security Threat Report 2017. You say, last year, this is what we saw, this is what we're having to do. Map that over to what Mary Meeker is saying in terms of here's internet trends. Put that on the hype cycle and see where the investment's coming. It all plays together. And if you don't like that report, well, there are lots of reports. Here's about, oh, look at this and this and this and this. And what I'm trying to get to is if you're thinking grad school, entrepreneurial stuff, whatever, do your research. You're not done. You're never done. But do the research and check out, because there are lots of smart people trying to help, and they're providing you guidance for what you can do if you have that entrepreneurial bug. So what do you do when you're really faced with this? And this is what we do at the lab. We're facing this stuff. Not advocating you do this, but this is a Google website called Showdown. Anybody been there? Yeah. And did you happen to get those emails from Jamie Lynn Quinto also when she'd gone there? It's not so good. Anyway, it's a search engine for hackers. So, you know what I'm interested in doing? You know that retro encabulator we just saw from Rockwell? That's an awesome machine. I would like to hack it. I wonder if there are any of those installed on the planet. This is Google. It's called Showdown. Just go to the Showdown website. You can check out, are there any Rockwell retro encabulators in Tennessee, in Chattanooga, in this zip code? It's a great search engine. Oh, here's one. And here's where, oh, it's at the Waterworks. Okay, great. Oh, I found it. The search engine is so nice. It found the thing that I'm now going to try to hack, but darn it, I don't know the password. Well, go to bugmenot.com, and bugmenot shows what the default passwords are for everything. Like, okay, here's where the retro encabulator actually thing is. I know where it is. I can do stuff. And now I want to hit it. I want to hit this thing with a denial of service, or maybe a distributed denial of service. What am I going to do? I love the name of this one. It's called Ion Cannon. Who named it? Romanians. Okay? I'm going to hit this thing. It's a denial of service attack. Oh, it's going to be awesome. How do I find this? I'm not talking dark web. How do I find this thing? Well, we're lucky because it turns out that right around the November time frame, Forbes magazine said, let's have a gift guide. I'm going to allow you to say where you want to get hacker tools for that special someone. So this is a guide. Like, do you want a denial of service attack? Okay, oh shoot, but how much is it going to cost? Oh, Ion Cannon, it's going to cost $700. And then you can go hammer Citibank. This is the wild. That's what we're facing right now. And this is a real, real deal. So the tools are there, and we're trying to defend the flag. And so are other companies. So if you were to go to CB Insight, again, an analyst firm that's saying what companies, specifically startups, are out here trying to solve this cybersecurity thing. This is very recent data. Here are companies that are currently doing it. And it says where their areas are: automated security, cyber risk management, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, right at the top of the hype curve. It shows these are companies that are doing it. So if you have the latest and greatest idea, do your homework and see what they're doing. It's a gap analysis. You say, oh, they're not doing this, great. Well, that's the market map. And on the industrial sector, here are the companies that are doing things. It's called the AI 100. So AI, artificial intelligence, top 100 venture-funded companies that are looking into this. It's great. There's, again, nice things that came out of the Innovation Summit, and you can track it down. We do cyber, we do the grid, we do that stuff. We work on a big project, and it's called DarkNet, hence the pin or the shield. What we're trying to do is protect the grid from the public internet itself. And this is tough. And if you were to go around this wheel, you can see all sorts of technologies, but it's not going to happen in the private sector unless we can address the business cases and the financial aspects associated with this. So again, be cognizant. Don't just be a technology, be whatever you want, right? Isn't that a commercial for some? Be what you want to be. But just be cognizant of what's happening here. Multiple disciplines, or straight up, number one, best thing you can do is put mathematics and hardware and software. There's all these tools that come into play. And I'm just trying to show it's an interdisciplinary world, but don't be, or be cognizant, I'm using the word a lot, of finances. So, if you were to get your dissertation at the University of Tennessee through the Bredesen Center, Bredesen Center is this hybrid that is saying, we want you to think entrepreneurial, we want you to think about finances, we want you to think about business cases. Then in your dissertation defense, in the write-up, the presentation, you're going to do this. You're going to build a business model associated with what you're doing. And there's so many schools around the US, or around the world actually, that are doing this thing. They're saying, you got technology, but if you're in this program, you choose it. If you go in this, maybe it's chemical engineering as your discipline, but I want to be in Bredesen because I'm interested in entrepreneurial or business case in general, then this is the sort of stuff you have to do, which is fine. That's a good template. But let's say I'm back here and I want to get funded. I'm going to pitch something, I want to get funded. There are many, many, many resources, tons of resources. Well, here are a couple that I bring to you. In today's world, you got to have some snazzy looking graphics, right? And you're going to get about 15 minutes of FaceTime with the first level, investors. There's a nice book out there called Get Backed. And what it says, here are companies that had this as their particular look and feel, and this is what worked, this is what didn't work. And it's a fun book. It's a pretty picture book. It's really nice. If you're interested, like, this is what I really want to do. I need to come up with an idea, but I've never done this before. Faculty members, we write proposals. It's the same bloody thing. What's the idea? What's it there? Blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a great website called the Garage Tech Venture. Go to Garage Tech, and they give you all these resources about this is what you do to get your pitch ready, to cover all the materials. GTV, can't speak highly enough of it. Why incubators, all sorts of other startups go right here to get an idea. This is what the structure looks like. And now, here's how you pretty it up. There's lots of stuff. You guys, you're right on the precipice. I mean, no matter what our age is, but we're right on the precipice of doing whatever you want. And a number of years ago, maybe you like Steve Jobs, maybe you don't. Been in different meetings with him. He's an interesting guy. He gave a particular commencement address at Stanford a number of years ago. Had all sorts of stuff. He knew he was failing in health, but he did this. And this particular quote is part of what he was really talking about. And that's it. You've got to find what you love. And there's a superset to this if you actually look at what his whole commencement address was. He said you're going to spend a lot of time at work, if that's your choice. So choose something that you like. I was a faculty member, I am again, but I was a regular faculty member, and I remember a May time frame a number of years ago, walking by a lab, double E, right? Walking by a lab, and I got a bunch of students in there that are whining. They're like, Professor Fuhrer, I don't like the discipline. They're seniors, they're about to graduate. I don't like the discipline I'm in. I don't know what I'm going to do. I went in here because of my parents. Like, I understand, but you're an adult. Choose something you're going to like. This is a great commencement address from Steve Jobs. We've covered a lot of stuff. In a moment, we're going to break free and just hard charge in there and look at all the nice posters. But before we do that, another video. This thing is fast, so watch carefully. It's fast. Audio, we don't have to worry so much. It's in Russian, but just watch what happens. And I think this is the, yeah, and then I have this USB key. I'll hand to you. Yeah. Watch closely, and this is your life as a student, specifically as you're coming up on graduation right now. Just driving along. It's your life. Oh my God, no. No! Ah! Whoa! Stuck the landing, man. So that is awesome. That's your life as a student. That is really it. We're out of here. Let's go over there. Go next door. Thanks. Pleasure.
Did you sense his passion as he talked? That's what we're talking about, right? You got to love what you do. I forgot to mention that he was a former entertainer as well. But thank you so much. Let's give him another round of applause.